3, 2. I don't know why I do the countdown, right? Because like I start recording and then I start the countdown. So it doesn't actually make sense. Oh,
Hi, Collie.
welcome back, Colin.
Hola,
We live right now, by the way. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, morning. Welcome
Hola,
to
amigo.
episode 13 of BTA Podcast, Daylight Savings Affected Edition.
Yeah, fellas.
Had
Yeah,
to
boy.
take a little bit of extra time to coordinate because of daylight savings, but here we are.
We are here. You will
Yeah.
be getting them at this time from now on.
Well, I don't know if we'll make it permanent, because like it seems like it's a bad time for everybody else. Apparently,
I don't know,
Yeah.
brother.
we'll see. We'll figure it out. But yeah, first and foremost, peace, love, happiness. How y'all doing?
Send
Yeah,
it
you
to me.
know.
Discord is taking a while to load. There it is.
Yeah, on the way.
We're pulling through.
Yeah, I'm feeling a solid.
Alright, let me see.
A solid
I'll
7.
do a 5. You know what? I feel a 5 today. We're in a true neutral type of way right now.
You know what?
Yeah.
Like the totally awesome, pushing it to 8 because I got totally awesome today. There it
Oh,
is.
totally awesome. What? Oh, toad. Sure.
Yes.
I would say like 6 or 7, which is a really stark contrast to the 1 I was at the beginning of the week.
Nice.
Mhm.
Totally awesome.
Yes, I'm very excited
Totally
about that card.
That's cool.
You buy physical booster packs?
No, not often. Like booster packs are kind of tough, right? Like I might buy from the new set, but you know, that's a bunch of new stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, this week's episode brought to you by the following struggle tweet. Lachlan,
Can I
please take
read?
it away. No, it's
Damn it.
It's me and Lachlan. You left, so like I didn't bother picking one for you because you weren't here.
Also, I'm hearing feedback coming from somewhere, and I can only assume it's Collie.
Yes, Colin's like fan or something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to.
Yeah, Lachlan, please go ahead.
I'm reading the whole thing.
No, just your half.
Did you read your half?
No, your half came first.
No, your half comes first.
Oh yeah, it does. Lachlan is thirsty for Tiger sent tweet.
Waiting for Jonathan's tweet about the current situation.
True.
Reminder that you could follow us on Twitter at BTA Struggle TWTS for more occasional struggle tweet content whenever I feel like it, not often.
It is right there on the screen.
Yeah.
We post sometimes. We also post the podcast there if you want to keep up with those. So that's a reason.
I was supposed to post a new one today, a new tweet today, but I forgot. I
Well,
got
post it
distracted by Totally Awesome.
Totally awesome.
I literally like went on about that today because I saw it was there. It got bought out at like every other retailer. So yeah, here we are.
It is clearly the best Yu-Gi-Oh card, so that makes perfect.
Indeed. Anyways, first up on the agenda. Very dull week. Absolutely nothing happened. There's no
Crazy.
noteworthy news.
Yeah. It'll be like that.
So yeah.
Something happened, man.
Yeah, so right away, like y'all know what week it is. So
Oh boy.
we are here to talk about the US presidential election.
Woo!
Snap reactions right off the bat. What y'all think?
We finna get America great again.
Alright.
Oh gosh.
Wait, relax yourself.
Rajiv,
Oh,
we are
Rajiv is
currently
here.
live.
Yes, I'm aware.
Okay,
Hello.
please-
Good afternoon.
Were you
Please give
saying
us your
were you
clear
there
memories.
this entire time?
5.
Okay, nice. Peace sign, Kelly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Big up peace sign Kelly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for if you do not know, Joe Biden has won the US election. I believe he
Big up
got
Joe Biden.
290 electoral college votes to Trump's
Yeah, fella.
214, and all the states still haven't been called yet.
Damn.
We win in this bitch.
According to the
Man's win
Associated
elections
Press,
and they ain't even finished.
yeah,
No, that performance.
because it's 270 to win, right? And you only got
Yeah.
290.
Yeah.
Once you
Mhm.
cross the threshold, that's it.
Yeah.
Basically guaranteed.
Currently left to be called
Really?
is
There's no real point in
Alaska.
counting the best.
Yeah, Alaska, Georgia, and
What
North
happened?
Carolina.
Alaska's almost definitely red.
Alaska is red. Georgia is like slightly ahead as blue. North Carolina that's red right now.
Mhm.
So there's nothing that can change the result. Joe Biden has won.
Yeah,
Well, I
boys.
shouldn't say nothing can change the result, because theoretically there
No.
can be, but
I mean,
it is very unlikely that the result will change. Does it?
I mean, let's be honest. How many states again have to tally?
3 more.
3 more?
Yeah.
Can't win that.
No, like
No,
what,
but
it's
that
not.
one.
what could happen, right, is that Trump is currently trying to bring lawsuits to every state with a close margin. Every
Bruh.
single one he's tried so far has been turned down, but he's still trying.
He is doing everything he can.
Yeah, he is
Man's
refusing to
relentless.
concede this election.
Kind of reminds me of what happened locally. But you
Oh
know what?
boy.
We wouldn't go through that.
Yeah.
We wouldn't go through that today.
Yeah, we already talked about that one. It happened, bro. That was crazy. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we did, I think.
I can't even
You
remember if
remember
we
it?
talked about the Trinity election on the podcast, though.
I can remember a
I
faint
don't remember hearing about it.
memory.
Did we not talk about... Huh.
You spoke about it briefly, I believe.
Okay. That sounds like
mean,
something I would
like,
do. But yeah, just talk
you're
about it
allowed.
briefly.
You're allowed to ask for a recount. It was a recount that made that in Guyana that resulted in the current prime minister.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
you could recount once it's like, very thin margin or something like that.
Yeah, thin margins. It's
Yeah.
you.
And Georgia's an
thin margins are usually
incredibly thin margin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like,
Somehow I feel like this margin's not going to be as thin.
ignoring like everything that's going on between Trump and Biden, right? Like, this election just goes to show that the sentiment that your individual vote doesn't matter is just not true. Because there were so many extremely close calls in this election that
Yeah.
it just shows you that, you have to go out and vote.
Yeah, yes.
People have died to give you this right. Please use it, because it does matter.
It does. Also, there's kind of the fundamental issue of the whole US system in general, which is more so about voting in given areas, which of course ends up making it so that one people's votes are more powerful than other people.
Yes.
But of course,
the
doctors
electoral
prove that
system.
but if you do live in a place where your vote is going to be a lot stronger, then that means you are more inclined than anyone else.
Especially in swing states. Swing states are very
Yeah.
important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't want to get too into policy or anything, But
Yeah.
what do y'all think? Like, I said my piece about, your vote mattering. What do you guys think?
No comment. I have nothing to think about it right now. So
Okay.
no comment.
Like, nothing at all?
Colin.
Nah, fine.
Rajiv, what about you?
Yeah, like, it's very important to participate in all elections, local government.
Oh, that
I
was another
guess
thing. Like, it
federal.
wasn't just the presidency that was up for grabs. It was also the House and the Senate, I think.
Also, states.
Mhm.
You also vote for state governor and state representatives. So internal elections also happen for the states at the same time. It's a massive ballot.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff they vote for all at once. But yeah, like not just the big elections, the small elections, because those are more likely to directly impact you.
Yeah. Especially on, like,
So
the small level.
Yeah, so make sure and vote. Unless you're like in, I don't know, a one-party system or something. Well, then good luck with that.
Yeah, especially in, like, Trinidad, where we have both local and general elections, and both of them matter. If you want change
Yeah.
in your area, go out and vote for both sets of elections, please.
You know that if you have a business in another constituency, you can vote in 2 constituencies for local elections. I didn't know that.
I don't know that much about local elections, actually.
Yeah, like you can vote in your place of residence and your place of business.
I'll be honest with you. In terms of local elections, they say that how they vote for seats, right? But what? But
Voting
the
for
one
what?
thing I do understand about local elections, well, our local elections at least. I don't know which elections we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
The
local.
one thing I
like Trinidad has 2 sets of elections, right? We have the local elections
Yeah.
and the general elections. General is like what decides the prime minister.
And well, local elections is what define. Well, as far as I know, is who gets the seats. We're voting for who gets the seats.
No, the parliament
No.
seats is also general.
Oh, okay.
Local is for your regional corporations and all that.
Yeah.
I see.
So like general, that's parliament, so that's like lawmaking because people in parliament vote on like what laws get passed to the president.
Mhm.
Or like the regional corporations, they like directly dealing with the areas, I'd say
Yeah,
something like that.
I'm putting a
that's
tweet
what
in the
local.
channel just because I just saw it. And it's
Oh my
Or
god,
yeah, all local elections aren't as intense as the American local election.
was that the birthday girl,
wait, hello.
Sharma?
Hi.
More
Oh
peace,
wait,
love, happiness, happy birthday.
I thought y'all talking about the tweet that y'all now sent. I was like, wait, who was talking about? So I didn't answer.
What you mean? Who we talking about?
Donald
There's
Trump is
only
named
one
the
birthday
birthday
girl
girl.
today.
I'm sorry. They made me
Happy
drink.
birthday.
They made me drink alcohol, and I didn't want to.
Nice.
Was this
Yeah, but
the
happy birthday,
time?
Sharma.
Happy birthday, Sharma.
Everybody say
Happy
Thank you.
birthday to you.
No,
you're
no.
not singing.
Okay,
That
we
song is
can stop now.
copyrighted. That song is copyrighted.
Bada bada, aye.
Okay. Anyway, the elections.
Yeah, Sharma, what do you have to say
Yeah.
about the US elections?
Um, I mean, we have to be pleased about the outcome, right? But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that we are completely pleased about who it is because it's just the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
overall, it's better than it could have been.
Is it safe to say that none of us are like the biggest Joe Biden fans?
Yeah.
It would have been better if they took the Senate.
We
To be
honestly, the
fair,
only reason that we could be fans of him is just because he's not Trump.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
actually
No,
got
I think
the DNC succeeded in what they wanted to do. They elected
Yeah.
Biden and Harris, and as far as the world is concerned, that is more than good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think from day one, the mission was never, oh, let's put the best candidate in charge. From day one, it's always been about beating Trump. And that's
Yes.
about it. Because they realized that no matter what happens, once Trump is not in office, things will be better than they have been in the last 4
Like,
years.
yeah, Biden just has like way more appeal with moderates as opposed to Bernie Sanders, which is why like Biden just got so much more support than Bernie did.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Well,
The
yeah.
moderate.
So yes,
I'm also really torn about because I know everyone, like a lot of people, of course, are like praising Kamala Harris because, of course, she's the first female vice president, the first woman of color in office because she's both the first Black woman in office and the first Indian because I believe her mother's Indian as well.
Asia, no, I think.
No,
Oh,
I think
No,
she's straight from India. Yeah.
okay.
yeah.
So like obviously like that's a big deal, and it's like to me what this kind of shows is that as much as we care more about the sentiments that come from the victory rather than the victory itself, because of course no one's celebrating of course Biden's victory. We're all celebrating the fact that Trump has lost.
Yes.
No, I feel like people are celebrating the sentiments of having the first woman of color in office, but no one's celebrating Kamala Harris being in office because
Yeah. Her
no
track
one likes
record
Kamala
is
Harris. I don't
her
like Kamala
track
Harris.
record is not that great.
It's not. I wasn't really thrilled when they announced her as VP.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she was electable apparently because it worked. So
I think I think Biden more so carried the favor, and of course being a woman of color would like spur people on and like bring people out as well.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, it does kind of show that like people. I mean, I think it also does kind of show how like performative. Not like is performative the word I want to
I
use?
wouldn't say it's performative because they haven't, I don't
No,
see
but
any of their actions as performative.
I think they
Was
definitely try to take advantage of like surface
Yeah.
level things when it comes to politics because having a former vice president and the potential first woman of color in office would also be good ways to get people to go out and vote. And sure enough, like because a lot of people are like buzzing about Kamala Harris being in office, even though when it comes down to it, there were so many better people that could have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like she
I
was
was
also like a
really good.
presidential candidate in her own right. She was contesting the Democratic nomination as well.
Yeah.
She at least has like a foot in it though, at least. Her track record
Mhm.
sucks, but we'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah.
This
I
tweet
mean,
is interesting.
Collie?
I was just looking at that one tweet from Trump. Good. Just, backing down. Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone expected him to back down.
Yeah, Twitter's gonna ban him eventually. Soon.
Soon. No, they said like after a
Very,
certain date they're
very
not gonna protect his tweets anymore. Because he'll be like officially out of office and he won't have, that status anymore.
It's sometime in January, I think. January 6th? Question mark? No,
I've got the exact date, but it's like January something.
sometime in January.
Yeah.
Anyway, if they don't flip the Senate seats in Georgia in January, then they're just gonna get obstructed for at least until the midterm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
But hey,
So
at
that's
least Trump is gone.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's move on from politics to more
Wait, I feel like I
politics.
had something else.
Woo!
Because
And
this
that's less, yeah, I just wanted to say less so about like the election, like the officials, but more so in terms of like supporters in general. Because I mean, I kind of doubt we have like any supporters that like live in that are like liberals that like live in the US. But like, please stay safe because Trump supporters were ready to go to war. I think one thing, even though Trump is out and leadership will be better from here on out, if there's one thing to say about the Trump presidency is that it has still been 4 years of empowering, bigotry and racism and all those types of things. So even though the empowerment has still stopped, or no, because he still has a following. Even though he's
Yeah.
no longer in power, he's still going to have a
the
following.
very like grimy underbelly of America was just given the chance to come out over the last 4 years and be like
Yeah.
loud and
Yeah.
more vocal than a
They've now
while.
found each other. They found strength. They found someone to validate them.
Yeah.
So even though Trump may not still be in power, he's still a public figure, and people are still going to
Yeah,
rally behind
I
him.
mean, the root of it is still there. All they need is maybe a candidate that's still for them, but more subtle about it and probably better at planning. And you could have a very dangerous person in the White House.
I think that's kind of been what the Republican Party's been in general. But I think what made Trump so both endearing to his supporters and so dangerous was the fact that he was not afraid to speak his mind and was not afraid to empower those people. And as a result of that, you now have a country full of, all those bigoted Americans were still there. All those people who had those racist views and whatnot were still there. But you see a lot more of them coming out now because of everything, because like they see someone who's finally like speaking like to them, which you can tell just by how many people came out and voted for Trump now. You still see a lot of people, like random people, like showing their support for Trump, like Lil Wayne. Although to be fair, Lil Wayne's kind of a dumbass, but that's not the point. But like,
Lil Wayne.
He just
yeah,
like
you have
he's just in it for
Share
his
that
some
little
people
reasons,
that
bro.
pump.
No,
I know
both
Lil.
of
no,
them. Both of them.
people that
Oh
don't know.
Lord, no.
There's
Oh
of course
God.
those people that like make a bunch of money and are just like, oh yeah, we wanted those lower taxes, and there's a bunch of people that are coming out and defending Trump for those reasons. And then of course there's all the racist, bigoted underbellies of America that were also empowered by him, also felt like their hate that's been passed down from Civil War times and beyond is still justified, and are now moving forward, having had their voices heard, having been able to find each other more now because of the 4 years that they've been able to come out into the open, and now just feeling more empowered. And that's not just going to go away overnight,
Yeah. The real
because I think
question
a
is like,
very different type of style is going to be starting in America and in the wider world as of late. Even if Trump's been defeated, there's still people below him that are like, because it's still the people that make up America that are going to be the problem.
yeah, the real question is just like if Biden and Harris are going to be able to enact any like meaningful change, or if like
Well,
everything will
like
just
not necessarily.
fundamentally
I
stay the
feel like
same.
they'll still be able to adapt change. It's more like I think things up in the air, like the head of things is going to be different and it's going to be able to change things. But I think definitely things on the ground for the common people are going to be more in anarchy, because you saw there were people like stocking up guns and shit, or they're like ready to go to civil war for Trump.
Yeah,
That's not gonna happen.
I don't think like civil war is just going to break out either.
No,
Yeah,
people
Not like a full civil war,
people are
but I do
hyping up
think there is still
about
like
it,
more violence going on.
but no.
There might be small levels of protest, considering
Today,
how they've been acting for the past few months.
we're used to
Oh
comfort
good.
really, and we kind of don't like when the status quo changes. So it is very unlikely to find any major thing like that. Also, like unlike with the American Civil War before, there's no clear cut distinction, right? There's no border. It's like neighbors. So it's highly unlikely that anything would come from that anyway.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying like a flat out war, but I am still saying that like with those people being louder as loud as they were in the past 4 years. They're not suddenly just going to go quiet because their savior is gone. Their savior is, for one, still there.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
they're still going to support him and his
Yeah.
ideals.
You're definitely going to see an uptick in white nationalist terrorism.
Oh, absolutely. It's just now,
Yeah.
hopefully, we have a government that is going to be more inclined to stop. Like, one thing I said earlier today is that it's better to have a government that pretends to care about like the problems that minorities and people go through, rather than a government that just flat out like denies them, ignores them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's my take on it.
I mean, the issue is that the Trump presidency has basically been a vehicle to pack as many
Yeah, exactly.
conservatives into very important positions for life, basically, especially with federal judges, and then you have the Supreme Court.
Oh yeah, I'm still mad about that.
Yeah, but you'll see what happens. Because whatever happens in America kind of has ramifications in the world, especially for someone in the Caribbean.
Yeah, it definitely. You've already seen that a lot happening recently, especially with like how many random people have come out. Like there's like a random Grenadian man that like came out and supported Trump. So like, who knows? His reach is way too far.
Yeah.
He's in like
Like,
Nigeria. He's in like South America. He's everywhere. It's scary.
Caribbean people have really strange reactions to American politics and whatever. They're like
Oh yeah, Sarah
a
Jane
lot of
Waddell.
people.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's a nutcase.
It's
Note what's
it's
head
not that the actual
empty.
abbreviation for social justice warrior.
No,
So I was kind of confused.
no.
You,
It's
Nikolai.
just like crazy
Right.
business lady who's just terrible. She's just terrible. That's all.
Sharma, do you understand what those what those brackets mean?
What the brackets in Sharma?
Yeah.
It's not hug.
I mean,
I have no idea what that means,
Is it
but
not?
okay.
Is it not just
Okay.
hug?
No, it's not.
Oh, I've been using those wrong again.
Echo brackets.
Rajiv, please explain.
Yeah.
Hold on,
No,
amigo.
Nikolai said.
Yeah, please don't use that to be in hug.
Yeah, don't use that.
Yeah. I don't
Okay, but
know.
what does it mean?
Yeah,
So,
come on.
it's-
Wait, don't see it. We
it's
on the
like-
podcast. We live. We live.
I don't
Say
know
it.
what it means. Damn it.
Is it
Say
safe?
it on your
Is it safe?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's safe.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, I guess in some sense it's not. It's like, I don't even know a concise way to explain that. It would just derail everything you're talking about. Just we'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Wow.
It's
No
like
problemo.
Why would you do this?
Very short, very simple.
We
When
could also
people
like
use it,
me.
they use it to mean globalist. And what they mean by globalist, they mean Jews. So it's like an anti-Semitic thing, mostly.
Bro,
What the
wait.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you put SJW in the brackets, I was like, is Sharma hitting some conspiracy theories right now?
Yeah.
we're
You
not
find it.
we swear.
All right.
Okay,
So yeah,
I'm gonna be
you'll learn
muted.
something.
That was a very interesting detour. Yeah.
Speaking of anti-Semitism, meet what are your views on the 2020 presidential election?
Is that really anti-Semitism?
Y'all not wait, hold on. Y'all not
I guess
talking
in
about
the
that for like half an hour now.
It's only been 23
I
minutes.
mean, yeah, but he just came in, so he can give his views.
It's
before
only
we
been
move on.
23 minutes. We're good.
Actually,
Okay,
it's
okay.
8:59. Well,
It has. Collie, I seen the recording right here. It's only been 23
Well,
minutes.
my
We've been recording
thoughts,
for.
my concise thoughts are the good news is Trump lost. The bad news is Biden won. So there you go.
lesser two evils.
Where was
What
Kanye
you
when you
really
needed
do?
him?
Done. Anyway,
Let me just
boy.
move on. Like somebody give like one more
Yep.
closing remark. Let me move on.
Um,
Good one. That's a good job, Lachlan. All right.
What's
Yeah,
next?
Yeah. Next. Yeah. You know what? We could do like the COVID all in like one segment. So the news out of Trinidad today was there are further adjustments to the lockdown measures in Trinidad because of the decrease in case numbers. Which
Oh, yeah.
they stopped decreasing because we got 14 new ones today in Trinidad. So it didn't age well at all.
Yeah.
Before that, before the 14 new cases came in, right? It was what, like 600 active cases. We're doing well. And basically, the gist of it is religious services extended to 90 minutes from an hour. Sporting teams can resume activity. cinemas continuing to operate at 50% capacity, but now they can also serve and prepare food, which before they were allowed to
Nice.
open, but no food was allowed from the last time we updated this.
So you just bring your own food,
Yeah,
or
no, you
just
can't
starve?
even like bring your own food. You just have to go down there and stuff.
Yikes!
But now,
Phew.
I think like the biggest deal was in-house dining returning, and yeah, so those like the big talking points that we have. I think
Were
like
people not allowed to dine in their houses before?
Lachlan,
Lachlan, but yeah, that's like the biggest thing for me is like restaurants going back to in-house dining
Eh,
because
the
big up
issue is
yourself.
that I wonder how this will resolve, how this will affect the case number.
well, we said like last time, we all thought that the cases were going to skyrocket because specifically the beaches, and we were all wrong up until today. But but
When would the beaches
Well, I
reopen?
mean,
we talked about it on an episode. Whatever episode that was, it was like a day before
How
that.
many weeks ago?
It's at least 2 weeks ago.
wasn't
Let me check.
2 weeks?
well 2 weeks now. It's probably last week.
No,
No,
but
it
this is
was,
2 weeks.
it was
No.
I mean, like it
Yeah,
usually
it's
takes
2
about
weeks.
2
It's 2
weeks to
weeks.
see. It takes 2 weeks to see the increase, more or less.
oh, so you're saying like we're
Yeah.
now seeing the effects of that?
Yeah, you only see the effects 2 weeks later.
No, because
Mhm.
like it's just 2 weeks for the symptoms to show up at max, right? On average, or
Yeah,
something.
no, but usually you see the surges not immediately after.
No, but you could
Because
get symptoms
Also,
immediately
everybody
and also
didn't just say, "Okay, well, we could go to the beach." Everybody going to the beach right now. It would have been some time before people actually went
yeah, like the day
as
after
well.
But like I
the
think
announcement, it wasn't that bad. Yeah.
since the beach is like outside and whatnot, it might not be as bad as like in-house dining.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean,
We'll
like
see.
you could trust Trinidadians to be responsible and safe.
You know what? In-house dining like differs from the beach because the beach doesn't really have like management. In-house dining is like controlled by the people in charge. So once the people in charge do their job of like, making sure the restaurant is safe, then it's probably safe. I think.
We hope.
We hope.
I mean, like not like they would prioritize money over safety, right?
Oh, it depends.
At this point in time, nah, they wouldn't do that. They've seen what they've seen what the virus has done to people.
I think,
They
people
would
will
really choose
understand
greed
that it's in their best interest to, promote safety so that you can continue to run safely.
and stay alive.
Eventually, you can get back to 100%.
We get in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah.
The irony about it though is like literally 2 days after that, the minister of health was talking about how that the cases went to an on-time low. I believe it was 1 or 2 days after a host of new cases just came out. I think he spoke a little too soon, but as long as we managed to get it under control pretty quickly. So I
Yeah.
guess it was just
Like, this past month or so, it hasn't actually been that bad. It's been getting better.
yeah.
Until
Just,
today.
well,
It's
just
just,
that small irony moment.
yeah, it just feels like I have to speak with an asterisk now because of today. We were doing so well, except for today. But, yeah. Well, thoughts you all have? Anybody?
It's going to be a very annoying time before we can get all this control. Well, I mean, you won't get done until you get a vaccine.
In the press conference today, I saw somebody comment that they should make the beach um, available via an appointment system.
Huh.
It was like it was the most brain dead thing I ever see. Cause like who
What?
who gonna like take your appointments? Who gonna make sure you reach at that time? Like all that kind of shit. Like that is the stupidest thing I ever hear.
Imagine you like a secretary for the beach. But yeah. And well, like also on the same point, right? Also wanted to talk about is suggested by KL, who is not here. Thank you, KL. But he wanted
Here
to
in
talk
spirit.
about COVID. Wait, no, was it? No, it was Dylan. It was Dylan who suggested it, not KL. who's also not here, but whoever is want to talk about like COVID practices, like the stuff that gets implemented because of COVID that we would like to see stay after COVID is gone. Like what should just be a normal part of life. And like
I mean,
my biggest example, right? Like my first thought was well, not really in Trinidad, but like the States, what they do is they sanitize the theaters between viewings. And I was just wondering why the hell were y'all not doing that the whole time?
Yeah.
that is true.
That's like my biggest one. You all have any, like off the top of your heads that you think about?
People actually washing their hands properly.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
A good one.
I think definitely the fact now more than ever, like proper health. I think like
Because
that
out midway
momentum
through
should.
Lachlan.
Hmm?
Because
You
out
could
midway through.
reconstruct it from the pieces, Lodi man.
Oh god. For the sake of
I
clarity.
was just saying that like now, yeah, now more than ever, like people have been like pushing like good health practices and good sanitation practices because you then know people were not following those before. I think I saw that there's like thousands of deaths could be prevented every year if people just wash their hands. So like I think it's good that we're implementing like better health practices, things like having more hand sanitizer dispensers all over the place, at like the entrance to places as well.
Yeah, those are
I
great.
think all of that stuff. Yeah. Like
I just
being
want
more
people to continue staying the hell away from me in the lines in different places.
Yes,
I
and
sir.
we
don't
should be
want anybody breathing down my neck while I'm waiting to like go to the bank or something.
Yes,
Stay
sir.
away from me. Literally
stay away.
just don't approach me. Like if we have an interaction, that's one thing. If I'm in line at the bank and you can like you like trying to hug me from behind, like what's going on? Stay away. Why are you so close? I promise you there's enough space. Please stand
So
back.
you want to
It,
promote social distancing in certain
Yes.
public places after the
Yes.
follower.
Yes.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Also
But again,
normalize wearing a mask if you're sick.
yeah,
Like
masks
just
should
do that.
stay socially
yeah,
acceptable.
but that's why I'm asking for sick, like.
I'm trying to
Just
be
stay home
wearing
if you're
masks half
sick.
the time anyway.
My god, it's just stay home.
Oh yeah, just stay home. That
No,
is
if you have to, there's when you're sick, you can't always just stay home.
That's true.
If you have to be somewhere,
If you're essential, yeah.
please just put it on. It's so easy.
It's not really like a general practice that got implemented, but like just a thought that yeah, we should invest more in the digital infrastructure. Like
Yes.
Trinidad
Lord,
but
specifically
please.
does not have enough devices per household. This is something that we should look into. The laptop
These
program
Yes,
was ahead of its
sir.
time, apparently.
woo,
It was
I guess
implemented a bit shakily, but the
A decade too
idea is
early.
still there.
Yeah, like
I definitely agree with that. But like speaking strictly from a Bayesian perspective, the problem I see with that is that yes, I do think it's a good idea to like push more in terms of like technology and like the convenience of remote basically doing any aspects of like remotely that you couldn't there. What am I trying to say? The only problem
Lachlan?
sorry. Basically, yeah, like digitalization is a good thing. The issue, at least in terms of a Bayesian context that I find, is that one of the biggest like obstacles I think Barbados faces is just how large our elderly population is. Like it makes a huge,
oof.
significant portion of Barbados, and a lot of aspects of Bayesian culture I find, and a lot of I guess you could call them flaws. A lot of like certain aspects that kind of put us a bit farther back than other countries socially. Those kind of come from the fact that we have a very old-fashioned, old-timey like population, a very like large conservative elderly population. So
The
that's why it kind
boomer buffer.
of things.
yeah. To
But like
like
otherwise, it's a good thing.
yeah. But yeah, to like go back to the laptop thing a little bit. Like I talked about this before, I think. Is that it should have just been done from like Form 4 and up, and it would have been fine. A lot of money
Yeah,
would have been
it's the
saved,
way
and
they
it would have been
implement
more
it that's the
practical.
problem. The idea behind it makes sense.
Like they gave you a laptop that would last at most 3 years, and expected you to make it last for 7.
Hey, mine
Mm-hmm.
lasted
And
8.
most of them
Hey,
didn't
You
mine
last
are an
lasted
one.
outlier.
5.
You
You are
are
an
an
Mine
Most of
lasted
them
outlier.
outlier.
5,
didn't
man.
last
That's all I
one.
have to tell you.
No, no,
I
no. I saw how
have
people treated those laptops.
yeah,
And they
some
were
people was
just
being crazy, but like Yeah, a lot of
No,
people were
but
just normal with it, and then their
It
yeah.
laptop
just
was just
didn't
like,
age well.
all right, I'll head
I
out.
was
Yeah.
And
completely
I was
normal
like,
with mine, and mine stopped working after Form 2.
Somebody teeth my
I
charger.
have,
Mm.
Whoever teeth
I
my
have,
charger in Form 2,
bro,
I will
in
come for you.
press, people was dealing chargers. It was
Yeah,
out
that was
of hand.
awful.
But like
Yeah.
I have no idea where my laptop went. Like
Huh?
it wasn't taken from me. It was in my home, and then it
What?
was no longer in my home.
Then it was taken from you
What?
from your home.
I'm pretty sure it just evaporated,
You
but I
didn't.
simply did not care. So I only realized that I did not know where my laptop was like 3 years after it probably disappeared. And I was like, where is it? Where did I have laptop? And who knows? Who actually knows? It was just gone.
You didn't ask him off.
No, she doesn't know.
Oh no. That's so awful. It just disappeared off the face of the planet. Oh
Nice, man.
god.
Wait, but quick question. They be giving y'all laptops?
Very
They
shortly.
gave us
It lasted, what, 5 years? The program was 5 years?
Yeah, I think it was 5.
Yeah.
I think. If it's not
And
5,
So it
it's
was
4.
it was implemented from like Form 1. So like you would get a laptop in Form 1 and it was expected to keep it until you graduate secondary school.
Well, it's supposed to be until Form 5, and then you're supposed to give it back or something. But
No, you give it back when you
Give it
graduate,
back,
so when you
yeah.
leave the school. So it's either Form 5 or upper 6.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm saying like you should have just like started giving us them in Form 4 when we actually needed them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was completely reasonable to expect that it would last the 4 years between Form 4 and upper 6. Especially like the 2 years
Yeah.
between
I
Form
think
4 and Form
like
5.
for the Forms 1 to 3, schools could have their own thing. You could give schools their own computers, and then they
Yeah,
use
like
that
just have like
when you're
designated
younger.
computer labs. And then
Yeah, they could
after
have really
that,
fun that. Yeah, they could have really fun on that a little more. Instead of just giving
just
away
the
laptops.
implementation was just not very like forward thinking at all. But the idea was there.
Yeah. Unless, they wanted children to have access
No, well, yeah, that was
to a
exactly it. They
computer
wanted you to have
24/7.
access at a younger age, but in Forms 1 to 3, there was absolutely nothing that we needed it for.
I think they should have also paired it with like introducing more computer courses, I guess. Integrating it more into
Yeah.
the
They implemented
syllabus.
this thing. They put laptops in specifically. They plugged it into the education system, but then the education system didn't accommodate it at all. It wasn't a case of like, oh, teachers are going to be doing stuff with that require you to use these laptops or some more digital
Yeah,
integration in
they
the
just gave
classroom.
it to you.
It was just like, we're going to give it to students, and that's it. That's the extent of its coupling with the education industry.
I remember
It
from
was
like
like
Form 1 to Form
industry,
3, right?
yeah, giving away the game name.
Yeah.
Industry, but like, yeah,
And
it's
like,
like they
it,
didn't actually try to incorporate it with education. It was just like
They just
tacked
give away
on.
laptops.
in like Form 1 to 3, right? They gave us the laptops, and I remember we only ever used it for one class, and it was a quiz. Like, you made us take out the
Oh
laptop
Ah,
to a
boy.
quiz.
yeah. I
And that
still
was
have
your
that.
boy, your
Yeah, that
boy.
bio class.
Mr.
Wait, what was
Ramlal.
the pass?
Mr.
What was the
Ramlal.
what was the password again?
I
I
can't
hope I
I hope I
remember.
pass.
pass.
Yeah,
Boy.
Oh
but
my
I
god.
still have the program on my computer as far as I can
That
remember.
was 9 years ago.
Yeah,
Ah,
boy.
boy.
Well, you had a
That's a
poor
core
that
memory.
hard drive, bro. Your
That is a
hard drive
core memory.
struggling, dog. Hell.
I had Jerry.
But yeah,
Collie, you
I
had a
think the
laptop
goal
still
was to make it
working
so that
on like Hope alone, boy.
the goal should have been to make it so that more households in general get access to laptops without necessarily coupling it to education in that way, because it didn't work out with the education system. Like,
Who the
it
hell had
wasn't
that loud
integrated
ass
at all.
keyboard?
Yeah.
Lachlan?
What was that?
Were you the one typing on your phone just now?
No.
Rajiv?
You couldn't hear that?
That's
What?
not me.
Who's the one doing it?
Is someone
Well,
receiving it?
I'm not typing right now, so I'm not wearing headphones. I
It's
don't think
Rajiv.
you'll hear.
That's Rajiv. Rajiv,
What's
type,
going on?
type
Master
something on your
Rajiv,
phone right
man.
now, Rajiv.
Type something on the phone? Okay, sure. I'm typing right now.
It was not Rajiv.
Anyway, every household should have
I
access
think
to
it's
some base
Lachlan.
level of Wi-Fi.
It was not me.
That's where I'm gonna quote.
Well, yeah.
Every household should have access to some base level of Wi-Fi.
Yes, sir.
That should just be how it is in the modern age, because you're gonna need it. It doesn't matter if you have a laptop if you don't have
Like, internet
access
is
to
basically
internet.
utility at this point.
Yeah.
Complete necessity.
What's the penetration rate again?
What?
This
I
dude
really
never do
thought,
any kind of like, yeah,
I
man, just didn't.
really thought I was hearing wrong, you know. But everybody
What's
catch up on it
Me too,
immediately.
no, I
I'm
never knew.
glad for that.
internet the internet
That's like what
penetration
IP
rate,
is.
you
Yeah.
deviants.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
These tales were not discussed in IP. These were discussed in like Caribbean studies or something. You're talking about like
In Caribbean
measuring
studies.
the progress of different nations and stuff.
2017, 77.3%.
Nice. I don't know what that means.
Wow,
Like
it
a
was
third of the
40.
population just
That's
doesn't have
yeah.
Wi-Fi. Doesn't
Oh,
have
In
okay.
access.
2010, it was 48.5%.
So, you know, we getting it, but like, oh gosh, a lot of
Yeah.
people.
All right.
If you have a laptop and you don't have Wi-Fi, then it doesn't matter in an education like context, the educational context, because you can't
Yeah,
look up anything to help you. You can't have online classes. It's like you just have a laptop so you can use Microsoft Word, and that's it.
that's
Mhm.
that's so true. Honestly, I mean, yeah. For terms of an educational perspective, that's basically all they could have do with it if you didn't have internet.
Yeah.
But a major section of the school wasn't using that for educational purposes.
Yeah, because we just didn't have anything to do with it. Like, we had no reason
So we
to
did
use
whatever
it.
we want.
Yeah.
The only thing we use those things for in school, other than based Ramlal exam, is playing Halo and Game Boy
Hey,
Classic.
that was the greatest. You see
That
that
was
right
the
I
there?
great.
mean, like, looking back on it now, there's a massive amount of resources that have significantly helped us in, and especially learning the basics of our course back then. Like, there's a lot online,
Mhm.
and it's kind of, I think it would have helped us, but we just never kind of sorted
Bro,
out.
if I had looked up any concepts in AdMaths once, my grade would have increased by 2 slots.
Shout out to Khan Academy
Yes,
and my
sir.
boy and my boy Paul's maths notes.
Shouts out the goat, Mr. Bahal. Love you.
I don't know about
Nah,
Google help
Mr.
me pass
Bahal
my
saved my
exam.
life, bro.
Wolfram Alpha.
even talking about school anymore. I'm like,
That's a
well, you
different
had a
story for a
Josie
different
moment
day.
with them.
I'll actually tell that story at some point. The story's stacking up now. I have too many to tell.
You're gonna show up with the Josuke with the Bahal haircut, like Josie.
Alright. We're like more than halfway through now. But I guess we can go
Hey.
longer.
Yeah.
So please, everybody, drinks break. Take a sip of water.
I am going for a Milo break. I'll be back.
What?
My phone dying here, boy.
He was
He
AFK the
pushed
whole
through, he
time. What do you
pushed
mean
through.
going for a Milo break?
Going for my little break. I don't understand what's the point of
I'm
confusion.
scared that if I go outside and try to get like water, I feel like somebody
Nah,
will
Sharma,
follow
you
me
drinking
and
enough already. Yeah, you good. You
make
take
me
your
get.
drinks break in advance.
Just break the bottles on the head. That's all that is.
Matter of fact, I reached
What?
late, so I didn't get a drink break. I'll see you later.
Nice.
Nice.
I do be kind of sick.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
Hey, what's supposed to do then? Like, while Lachlan, you want to play chess?
I'm bad at it. I haven't played in a while.
Yeah,
He didn't
okay,
ask
just be
if you were
quick.
good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Do I have you on my friends list? I do not.
I think I only played Kale.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember what my username was.
Just log on
It
to
is like
chess.com.
Lachlan bar.
Yeah.
Lachlan Barker is my full government name. It also says I'm from the US, which is weird.
Find friends. Why does it say you from the US?
I don't know. I didn't say it that
Is
way.
it Lachlan Barker or Lachlan Bar?
Barker, my
Okay.
full name.
Technically, that's not your first. That's not your full name.
Okay, I sent the
You gonna
challenge.
actually just do it on his own name?
He has middle names.
Lachlan, I sent the challenge. I
So you
forgot
gonna
Lachlan's
pull up
middle
on him
names.
his own name?
Okay, where messages?
I remember like Lachlan telling me his middle name, so I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then I forgot.
That's
I guess it was a bit too crazy.
Yeah.
You can retain it.
Yeah. That just sounds good. So well, peace Collie, everybody back? No, Collie and Rajiv still not back.
basically.
Okay. Well, we can move on to the next topic as well, because this one's kind of short. But
that's
basically, one of the big stories that, well, not that big. It was a story. We're taking what we can, right?
Mhm.
Why you like absolutely destroying all anticipation for this story before you even tell it?
It's not even like a real story, bro. It's just basically this racist rant from this doctor. And we're like, yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah. I didn't actually watch the rant, so I have no input on this. I'll just let you guys run your code.
I watched like half of it, bro. I was Collie, like, apparently watched it, so I was like, yeah, we just hand it over to Collie.
I watched it.
Oh, nice. Okay, well, basically, doctor's name is Dr. Abhinar Shah. And from what I heard when,
Oh my
like,
god.
I was showing the video, he's like, it's a conversation between him and an employee.
A nurse.
Who's a nurse? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Sharma, you go ahead
It
then.
was.
You seem to know more.
It was. I don't know a lot. I didn't watch the entire video because he got me annoyed. But I read a
Same.
news article on it
Exactly,
today.
yeah.
But it was a conversation, and he was going off on one of his employees because I think it was his private office, doctor's office, and she had worked for him, and she said that was like a usual occurrence for him, that he would complain and act like that a lot. But like I think she had enough, and she recorded him and stuff, and he just said a lot of racist shit. He talked about like I can't remember, like police officers or some other kind of shit.
I
And
remember. Oh
yeah.
fuck.
You
But
remember,
the
Lachlan?
news article that I read was that she is fearing for her life because he is sending her like a bunch of threats and voice notes, like because of what she did now. So
Right.
Mhm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Colin, you said you listened to it as well? Collie?
Colin is not here.
That boy well and truly asleep at the wheel.
Well, okay. But yeah,
But what flavor of racist rant we dealing with here? There's so
Collie
many
knew.
details.
Collie knew, that's what I was gonna ask.
You got him really calling you.
What I got from it was like at first it was like kind of like a fucked up business person because like he was talking about how like people don't feel comfortable with like a black nurse or whatever. So his justification for not wanting to hire a black nurse was basically him being like, yo, if you hire a black nurse, people aren't going to want to come. Which like in itself, that's kind of like that kind of gets into one of the biggest things I have problems with in societies, which is like you're focusing too much on basically not solving the problem by just trying to make people comfortable.
He's trying
Because
to
then
appeal
your
to
whole
racists. So
yeah, you're basically saying, like, well, these people are racist, so instead of being like, doing my part to solve racism, I'm just gonna be like, fuck it.
I'm racist.
Right?
Oh, you
Yeah.
reached that segment. Okay.
You really know touched down.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Because
Collie.
like on one hand, right, like I obviously like didn't feel good about that, but at the same time, it's still something that you could relatively excuse as much as like I
What?
Huh?
oh, like okay, I wouldn't excuse it,
You
obviously.
could excuse it because I'll tell you why.
Colin?
Okay,
I'm gonna tell
Colin.
you why.
Okay.
If it is what I think it is you're talking about,
You don't even know what
he
he's Nah,
knew.
hold on, Colin. I don't want to hear what you have to say because you're not even sure about what he's talking about, and then you
Colin,
disagree with him.
Colin, what do you
Alright,
think he's
fine.
talking about?
Is he talking about the racist doctor at this given point?
Yes.
Yes, but what
Perfect.
facet of it do you disagree with?
Okay, so I could safely say that through over the course of the 3 months, the Black Lives Matter, although their message, and motive is good,
Oh yeah, don't
the
like where this is
way
going.
that
It's got later on.
Me neither.
the way they have been acting has been completely unruly, lawless, and not to
Colin.
mention
Why would you say it?
out
Why
of
do you think
control.
that?
Absolute,
Colin.
They could have no.
absolute miss.
I could understand their frustration, but it doesn't have to lead to destroying the entire
Colin, that was
Colin, do
Colin.
you think
the entire
that
public sector.
do you think the plurality of people
The majority
that
of
are
people,
supporting
yeah.
Black Lives Matter and acting on it are destroying their neighborhood? Do you think
Not
that
all of
is
them.
the main action of, or do you
No.
think that there are people in literally any movement that you are taking to the streets that will take advantage of a movement and of commotion in order to do things such as break into store?
Mm.
Somebody who shows up to a protest that is about like the unjustified killing of a black person and
Okay.
goes to steal shit was not showing up to the protest because they cared about the protest. They showed up because they thought they would have a
An
setting
opportunity.
in which to do this thing. Crime doesn't just disappear because people have like principles that they want to uphold. The same people that would be committing crimes in a regular scenario will also commit crimes in this scenario. Like it doesn't
I
just
understand.
disappear. The people that would have been doing crimes will now do crimes in the confusion generated by the slip.
Yeah.
Well said,
So
me.
it's an
Thank you.
all-time high, basically. I understand. Thank you for clearing that up. Now continue.
Also,
Also, just
that has nothing to do with this racist
Yeah, what
talk.
we? No, no, that's what he call it, and that's like what the doctor was saying that he
Yeah,
thinks.
like one of the voice notes I was hearing about, he was talking about the one that I heard. He was talking about how they would choose a certain race of doctors. I'm not gonna specify which type. And he was talking about how the people was kind of getting are kind of lawless. That's part of the Black Lives Movement. It's probably not them directly, but people who
He's
taking the
like he's
opportunity
referencing specifically the protesters, but
to
he's
grasp the
generalizing that
opportunity.
to the entire group and using it to justify his
Mhm.
Yeah,
racism.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's all okay.
I'll just say. Okay, go
Mhm.
ahead, Lachlan. 'Cause I was
I
ranting
also
for a
like to
while.
point out that from what I heard the voice note, a lot of the problem came from the terminology he used. Because first of all, he used the word Negro, and Negro is literally just the word that non-black people want to use when they want to say the N word, but no, they can't say the N word, but will say something
Yeah.
offensive without technically saying the N word. And you can tell that by just the tone he said it in, right? And then on
Negro
top
is what non-black people say when they really want to say the N-word, but they like still have some fear of losing their job.
they can technically
That's what I
avoid
would.
the word, even though they still said a word, which is very much offensive.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
think
so
I'm
he
black.
says and obviously
Good.
that's cool. And then on top of that, he compares black people not just to animals, but he compares them to monkeys.
Oh no,
That's
no.
incredibly racist, yeah.
Yeah, which
That's the horrible part. Yeah.
That's some classic reason. He brought out the vintage.
classic.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like it was because I remember the main reason I saw it was because a guy that I know shared it, and I think the caption he had said was, "I've heard a lot about Trinity racism, but now I'm starting to realize I haven't heard that much about Trinity racism." And
Yeah.
that's
It
kind
has
Fair enough.
of
some. I think in Trinidad, racism isn't like as widespread as in some places. Like
Mhm.
in population, most people you interact with will be like pretty not like not racist. Yes, a very
Yeah.
like
Only in
archaic
small
way to
sectors, it's
express
not
that
like
thing. But when you encounter you
it.
encounter
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
when
In
you
full
hit
in
when
spades.
you meet
In
somebody
full
like
spades.
60-year-old auntie who
Mhm.
like has some
Exactly.
opinion.
Yeah.
And it's
They just
really
hit you.
just that older generation that
I
Yeah.
takes
would.
part in it.
I wouldn't say
The
that.
terrible
No,
part
And
about
no.
even
I
though
think there's a lot of young
I
people out
don't
there
think
too.
that's true at all.
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
They
well, I
more
don't think I
overt with it because they kind of like they reach a stage in their life where they like don't care.
Yeah.
So they will just like, they will
But
just
they're
hit you with it.
definitely young people that share those views too.
Well, then, thankfully, I
I
don't
almost
know
just
any of
dropped
those
somebody's
people.
name, but like
Thankfully, I don't know
maybe
anyone
let's
like
not do that.
on that level personally because I would think it's a lot less. Because
Yeah.
I don't think I have any friends or actually know anybody that's outwardly, at
Vitriolically
least
racist.
outwardly, yeah.
We went to school with somebody like that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
and that was
One time.
unpleasant.
That's just saying, like,
One
yeah, they
time.
definitely exist, bro.
Oh.
hmm
I guess like because you
Yeah.
are not, you will not be associate yourself with people who are.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's true.
but it's like they out there.
They
They're doing
exist.
their thing. A lot of people want to the ones that are less like they haven't reached that their twilight years. They haven't reached that point where they just like don't care about the fact that everybody around them knows that they're racist. They're like they like to hide behind some very thinly veiled excuses. When you look at them, you're like, no, you're just racist, my dude.
Mm.
Like, please just at the very least, when like somebody grandpas hit you with some racial slurs, like they're hitting you with their genuine thoughts. Like I know what you believe. When people hitting you when you run around, it's like just like just be honest with me for a second. Please don't hit me with some like, oh, I just disagree with the movement. I'm like, shut up, shut up,
Mm-hmm.
stop.
Yeah.
We all know what's going on here.
Okay, the thing to me though is like the part of the reason I think it's still a lot to me is that growing up in a place, of course, which is predominantly black and obviously doesn't have that much anti-black racism, and even living in a place now where like the approach to racism is just not talking about race, period. I don't think I've ever
Mhm.
really like had to like experience like firsthand. I never like I've either never really experienced firsthand like racism or I just never noticed it. Like there's a few instances I can point to, like for instance, the time I was in Poland, and which is like one of the whitest countries. And I can obviously be like, okay, yeah, this made me uncomfortable because I felt like people were like staring at me or like things people said or things people did. But like to me, like just seeing like the open like hatefulness that come first of all, like seeing like the open hatefulness from like a guy in his voice note, and also like being friends with you guys for like the past year of months and like hearing the stories you told about like people who are like racist in private or people who will like literally just like not look at you as a person or like just will just think less of you because you're black. I know obviously that stuff like I know exists in the world, but like I don't know. It's weird seeing it like come out in that degree and knowing that Trinidad is a country that definitely deals with that a lot more than Barbados kind of makes it weird for me, I guess.
Mhm.
Especially, me being an actual black person,
Yeah.
like
In the
it's
flesh.
in the flesh. I don't know. It's weird to me. Yeah, because it's like obviously, like I know, like statistically, it's not going to be like everyone, but like I feel like even like when I've like spoken to like people about like their family members, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, they're not like that racist. Like they're not like they don't act like that like anymore." But the fact is,
Mhm.
there was still the seed in there for them to do it, and there was still like the baseline at some point, you know.
Mhm.
Because like I can't remember who I was talking to, but like they were like, "Oh yeah, like my dad like used to be racist, but like he's not like that much anymore." But like he still kind of used to be, and I feel like that's still not a good thing, you know.
Yeah.
And if even if he's changed out of it, like say I meet your uncle, he might still be racist, you know. Say like
Mhm.
something happens to your grandparents. Say like maybe you say hi to your neighbor, and now your neighbor's got a problem with me just because like they saw me in passing, you know. It's just
Mhm.
I think like I don't know. Obviously, like people who've grown up like in more racist countries are obviously just gonna look at you and be like, "Oh yeah, you're so naive that you don't know anything," which is fair because that's basically what I'm saying. It's just I don't know. I prefer to like kind of stay from my position of being like, I don't have these problems. And I'm not really looking to have them right now.
Right now. You
I'm
could
making
be
something
open to them in the future.
that I can.
Nice.
Mhm.
Anyone else have any like closing remarks about this entire situation?
Like,
Um,
well, the best I
people
could
be
say
racist.
is like,
The world
the best I
has a
could say is that
long way yet to go.
If you are racist, don't become a fucking doctor. For the love of God.
Don't
That
Yeah,
is very
please,
the,
true.
be-
please,
Oh my god,
God.
and that is the problem of so much of these Okay, I take back what I said before because I definitely know some racist young people.
Yeah, I was wondering.
And
Like, this
some
is
of
a big
them are
assumption.
definitely doing men, and that does
Yeah.
not sit right with me
Yeah,
at all.
I've ranted
I think
so many times
that
about
is
like horrible med students. Get up it.
Yeah,
that is one
I
of the
forgot about
professions that I
some people.
100% believe. If you are racist, you should just not have that job. Like there's other
Yeah.
jobs where it's like, okay, I don't think you should like necessarily be fired just on the grounds of being racist. I would want you to be,
Yeah,
but
but
I
it's
don't
not
think
Yeah.
gonna happen.
I don't think they should have like the legal power to do it
It's
necessarily.
definitely
But as a
expected that
doctor, I think you should not be allowed to practice as a doctor if you are known to be racist.
is definitely expected that people like that are not going to treat their patients
Yeah.
equally or with the same degree of care or
Especially with like
Yeah.
all
that
the
they could.
frightening statistics around black mothers and mortality rates and infant
Yes,
mortality
Yeah.
that
rates,
is true.
incredibly scary. And this is one of the
Yeah.
You
reasons
are
why.
that is a profession where your compassion for others and your ability to treat other people equally is literally a like requirement of
Yeah,
your job. Like that's not
'Cause-
just some secondary thing. That is a requirement.
so many people just
Yeah.
go
You,
into it
if
for
you are
money.
racist, you should not be a doctor.
Yeah. Is I mean, if because let's be honest, if you're really trying to be a doctor just for the money, is either one, you wanna be a low key murderer, or two, you're wasting
What?
hefty ton, you're wasting
Yeah,
like
I ain't
a
got
hefty
nothing
ton,
to say.
Thank you,
few
Collie.
years of your life just to be evil to people.
I
Right?
mean, speaking of racist doctors, there was like an incident that happened in Canada like a few months ago when murdered on video in a doctor's office, and they just sat there recording her.
Bloody
So
hell.
again, please don't let racist people be doctors.
Yeah.
Please fire
One
them
thing from the phone call was like the
immediately.
doctor kept repeating over and over, I'm a multi-millionaire. I was like, yeah, this dude just cares about the money. He does not care about
Yeah,
being a
this
doctor.
Yep.
Yeah.
a horrific person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
also like to point out that it's not just doctors. I would say any service industry, but especially ones that like deal with like taking care of people and making people feel
And
safe, whether it's in
lives.
Any
hospitalization.
profession where your ability to treat people equally and have compassion are literally who like the thing is you need for your job. If you are found to be racist, you should just be fired because you can't fulfill the requirements of your job
Yeah.
anymore.
And
And I think
honestly,
the same thing for anybody who is sexist, anybody who is homophobic, all these things. If
Any
you
form of bigotry.
have these things, yeah, any form of bigotry in a profession where you literally need to treat people equally for the sake of their well-being, you should not be able to have that job.
I would also stand to reason that like most jobs, honestly, because like in most positions, you're going to end up working in teams of people. You're going to end up working with other businesses, and you're not going to be able to control who you work with. So, and honestly, it's not necessarily like don't work here if you're going to be racist. Really, the solution is just don't be racist, don't be
Yeah,
bigoted, don't
of
be an
course.
asshole.
Like, what's the point here?
What
I
is the
wish it was
point?
that
Can't say for
simple.
that down. Thank you.
Why dedicate your life to hating a specific group of people? Like, what's the point?
Honestly, it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense.
It takes
Just
so
for
much
that done
energy to
though.
hate, bro. It takes so
It's
much
like
Just for that
literally
energy.
done.
your skin is darker than yours. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Well, just because you don't look like you, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna treat this man like an animal. You're an animal. Is that the really, is that the mindset you want to be carrying with the human race for decades to come? This is why we're fighting amongst ourselves. We have to treat each other equally, or else you will never progress as a human race.
We're not
I'm
talk
telling you.
calling
Talk that talk, Collie. Yeah.
Yeah, tell them.
Nice. All right.
Oh wait, hold on.
tell them
Before
what
I
he
close
said.
on that statement, can we just talk about the girl that like apparently had cancer?
Who?
Oh, no, it's like one specific person. I don't want to get into that.
Or the
I
students?
just
Nah, yeah, you don't need to.
Like,
No, we don't need to.
no, it's not that student Collie, but it's a different person altogether.
but
I
yeah,
know the
it
story
just kind
Lachlan
of
is
shows
talking
how
about.
Curly does not care about his patients,
Yeah. He's
whether they're
a
black or
horrible
otherwise.
doctor. That's all we have to say.
Yeah.
All right. We're over an hour right now, but we still have like stuff to talk about. What y'all want to do? Y'all want to keep going?
We could
You
like
can go
drop
ahead.
in.
We could skip one segment.
You know what?
Save
Yeah,
it
I'll
for
move
another week.
childhood TV shows for the third week in a row. I'll just talk about
Oh my
Vladimir
god,
Putin.
no! That's
The
exactly what I wanted to talk
tradition,
about.
the
Well,
Shut
you'll
up.
tradition
find
of
out next week.
postponing childhood TV shows.
I fell up.
And also the
Childhood
book.
TV shows.
Childhood TV shows and the book. Society would be so much
Anybody?
better if we
Well,
actually talked about the book. Right?
yeah, we
Anybody
should
got the book?
Society, if we
really talk about
discuss
that.
Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's next?
And it's just like a picture of our world, but in 2009.
What act?
But yeah. So, like, yeah, one of the last big news stories coming out from the world this past week, in between all the election hullabaloo, was similar to what happened to Kim Jong Un earlier this year. A story broke
Hmm?
that Vladimir Putin is very ill and he would be resigning next year. But
Which is
Oh my.
huge.
then the Kremlin gave out an official statement saying that that report was complete horse shit and false.
Which is also huge.
Not a verbatim quote.
Has it been declared officially that they officially said it was fake?
It's fake.
Yes.
Okay.
But will
Kremlin
it be
said
like Kim Jong Un, where they said he was sick, and then he said he was not dead, and then he actually just became sick?
Yeah.
Like,
I
Yeah,
mean,
I know
I don't know what to expect
I mean, the
anymore.
same thing happened with Trump. They're like, he's completely fine. There's no need to panic. He's definitely not. We're not definitely not pumping him full of experimental
To be
drugs
fair,
right
no one
now.
was panicking when that was happening, but yeah.
Oh, there.
I thought he was going to die. I was looking forward
Yeah.
to it.
no.
Yeah.
That would
Like,
have been pretty based.
Yeah.
But
nah.
his level of care would be so much different from the thousands of others that died.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah, we were asking for too much.
Honestly, it's better that you live. The last thing you need is a martyr.
You're right.
Well, no, because he's a martyr. He wouldn't be a martyr because he's dying to the very thing he said was not a big deal.
There's been a second
Yeah.
outbreak among his circle, by the way. Like there was
Yeah, of course,
this
because
giant hearing, and
they
like,
are like they build their interactions in a way that is like maximizes the possibility of
yeah.
spreading coronavirus.
So if he
It
recovers,
is
there's a very good
astounding.
chance he'll just get again.
Well, you can't get it again. At least,
No, you
unless it
can.
mutates.
No,
Some
you
people
can.
can, yeah. You
Yeah.
can get it again.
Where'd you
Mm.
find that? I didn't see any cases of
No,
repeating.
it's like happened to people. Yeah, you can definitely get it again.
The same strain?
Oh,
And with all I do, God.
I say, I
Well,
don't know.
I didn't look at
Well,
it.
I mean, if you're going to say they
No,
get
like
it,
I
you need
just
to
know
have
it
better
happened, right?
information
Because
saying
like
you get
Yeah.
it.
I saw a sports personality catch it, and she was like, "Yeah, I thought I was safe because I had it before." Like that was my evidence. So yeah, like her statement was, "Yeah, I thought I couldn't get it again because I caught it a while ago and recovered, but now I have it again."
Let's pray for the rebound.
I'll check that out. Papers. If it, I was on, you couldn't, but that could be my part.
Rajiv, do you have a word with DT?
Oh yeah, election.
That makes sense.
Look at this dude. Look at this
Look at this
low
dude.
effort WDD. Nah, this is the quality of work we have in this place these days.
BTA fell
Listen, I'm
off.
busy, okay? I've just picked one that's vaguely related to what you're talking about. I'll hit you up with an esoteric word. In fact, I'll use esoteric next time.
Man, just really coming here with the
The kind of low effort WDD that I do
Please
not
give
come
us
here for.
the etymology of election.
Yes, I'm sure we all know the election is, right? Hey, Ali, what's the definition of election?
You asking for a thing right now, bro?
Pretty sure you're asking for exactly one thing.
Which is too much.
It's
Much that.
just formally
Oh, there
choosing a
you go.
person by casting a vote, right? That's
Nice.
just. Now, where's it come from?
To
It
elect?
actually, yeah, elect is an English word, but it which comes from Latin electio from eliheri, which is pick out. I probably butchered that Latin. You know what? You all should know that by now. I can't pronounce that. And yeah, eventually coming from ex, which is out, and ligere, which is to choose or to collect. Ultimately, from Proto-Indo-European, like most of our words are. I
Nice.
think all of them. Well, the vast majority. Yeah. So it's the act of choosing.
Very nice.
It's one of those words that make sense.
It just is a
One of
word.
the rare words that makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. Y'all want to get some closing remarks? Rajiv, what do you have?
I want to sleep.
Lachlan is muted. Meet.
I'm back.
Playing Final Fantasy.
Collie.
Of course.
Don't be racist. Be like Mario. Mario's on Italian floor.
I'm
Nah,
not
nah,
gonna
nah,
sit
nah,
through.
nah,
I'm
nah,
not
nah,
gonna
nah,
sit
nah,
through
nah.
this
No.
whole.
No.
Nah, mute that boy right now.
Sharma.
Mute him right now.
Have a good night.
Okay. I will just
Everyone say
say
happy birthday, Sharma.
happy birthday, Sharma.
Happy birthday,
Thank
Happy birthday,
you.
Sharma.
Sharma Ramping.
Someone play
Thank you.
Barbara.
No.
All right. Good night.
Yeah, fellas, get
Yo.
back at.